You're able to talk about how Man was a better player than Uprising? I mean, Uprising, I think most people know that I do not look back at them very fondly. And if you know my nature, I'm not someone who just dislikes you for no reason, you know? But Mayhem are very chill. They're very hands-off, you know? Almost too hands-off. Like, sometimes I was like, did you guys even remember I'm over here? But it's fine. I kind of enjoyed it that way. I was I'm very independent, which is what I've learned. Overwatch especially. I think it's why a lot of our creators are much more mature. I think. Like if you go to other games, a lot of creators kind of like beef with each other a lot. It's weird. Like people in Overwatch don't really do that. You know, like, yeah, we'll argue about, like, balance and shit, but, like, nobody's like, nah, fuck that guy, etc. Like, we kind of just are all chill, you know? There's kind of like a level of maturity, I guess, if that makes sense. Drama drives engagement? Yeah, that's just, like, okay, that's like Overwatch League teams doing, like, funny skits with, like, character skits and making memes for TikTok and thinking that's going to drive growth for their channel, or drive growth for their team and drive growth for sales and fans. Like, it's really not. It doesn't create a connection. It doesn't create any level of a connection. Yeah, drama drives engagement, sure. Sure, drama keeps people relevant. Sure, there's a lot of things like out there, like LSF is a good example. Like, there's many creators in the LSF circle that are always cycling through it, whether it's based on, like, current events drama or, you know, other things like that. And that's totally fine. Like, I respect the hustle, but it's a very dangerous cycle to get yourself into, in kind of like thinking like the idea of like there's no such thing as bad publicity, etc., and just making drama just to be talked about. Like, I'd rather be talked about because I'm doing good things and doing things people are enjoying and be a part of, or fuck it, dude, don't even talk about me. I think that's honestly when I love the shit the most, is when I'm doing my own thing and I'm making my own content and I'm growing, and I grow organically through, you know, the algorithms and by pushing more content and by actually, like, working my ass off than just going on Twitter and saying something slightly controversial so people engage with it more. Like, fuck, like, I just don't think that that's, like, a really long-term play. I think that's like a play where you are fighting for short-term numbers instead of long-term growth and long-term community and long-term, withstanding of where you are as a creator and in other communities. I think a ride the hype type of thing. I don't know. Like, I think there's a difference. I think riding the hype is like, for example, me streaming only Overwatch recently, right? Like the hype of Overwatch 2 releasing, making content around that. Like, I think that's something I would consider riding the hype. I wouldn't consider riding the hype as like, I don't know, there's drama with Overwatch League, so I'm gonna hop on in. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, like, I don't know, like, let's say everyone's talking about Overwatch League right now because, I don't know, fucking, 2 players got into a fight on Twitter. And I hop in and be like, yeah, this person deserves to be right because they're a better player and the other person sucks, I don't know, marbles. Like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, like, what are you doing at that point? Like, you're just kind of, you're just trying to throw yourself in there for engagements. It's kind of weird. Like, that ain't your fight. You got no dog in that fight, dude. Don't even get involved. There's no point. Like, you're just kind of being an ass. When they think teens think TikTokers think about what they just watched a minute later, well, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Getting people off of TikTok is incredibly difficult. That's why I don't think of TikTok as a way to convert content. I think of it more as a brand awareness type of deal. Because the amount of people that see my TikToks and stuff like that, they don't leave. They don't go to my YouTube. They don't go anywhere else. They don't come to my stream. What happens is they then go to Twitch, or then want to watch Overwatch content, or then go to YouTube, and they go, oh, I've seen this guy on my TikTok feed before. What's this? And it's something they were already actively looking for, and that previous connection that they had with the TikTok will make them click on it more. I came here from TikTok. Did you actually? Can I ask you the question then, like, truthfully, if you really did? And if you didn't, I'd appreciate you just fessing up and being, I was just trolling. just to not cloud the data, I guess, or cloud the experiment. But did you actually watch my TikTok and was like, I'm gonna go find that guy's Twitch and go there? Or did you see my TikToks and then open the Twitch directory one day and then saw me there and was like, oh, I've seen that guy. I did and looked you up on YouTube too. Interesting. Interesting. I did that. I actively looked. Really? That's interesting. Where was the first guy, though? I haven't seen them respond yet. Went and found you on Twitch after TikTok?
Yeah, so
you went and looked?
Once you are in, it's hard to get out.
Really?
Also happy 29 months flats.
That's interesting. Because I thought... Now, this is the problem where TikTok's data that it gives you is just borderline fucking useless, so it's hard to tell if, for example, having link in bio. You know how like you have the link in the top of the TikTok thing? Like, some places will give you metrics on how often people click on it. TikTok doesn't give you shit. So I always figured most people who saw, say, a TikTok or YouTube Short or something. YouTube Short I actually think is different because it's tied to a channel and it's like much easier to like sub through that. But TikTok, though, converting people off the platform has always been really tough. So I always figured it was more towards seeing TikTok, came to Twitch, went to Overwatch streams, went, oh, hey, I recognize this guy. I'm surprised at the amount that said actively looked. That is actually very surprising. I wonder, though, if that's slightly skewed. Because if you obviously did actively search out, you're probably more invested than someone else who didn't look actively. So they wouldn't be here. So it's harder to get data on someone that's not here. But that's a very interesting thing to think about. Changed my perspective a little bit today. Thanks, chat. It's one of the few things I'm an absolute fucking nerd about, but I don't really get to talk to you guys about, so I appreciate that. I came from Seagull. That's fair. That's fair. There's a good amount of people that come from like other streamers and stuff like that. Like, so I actually used to talk about this a lot. It's not. I mean, it's still it is true, but it's less true now than it used to be. But I used to joke a lot that I used to be everyone's favorite waiting room because when I first grew on Twitch, I had a very small audience, and even later in Overwatch, I still had a somewhat small audience compared to everyone else. I always considered myself much smaller than, you know, Emong and ML and Super and Harb and, you know, like, you know what I'm talking about. But I was always everyone's waiting room. So, like, people from Karki's chat would always come here whenever Karki wasn't on. People from Jay's chat would always come here whenever Jay wasn't on. I could always tell you Jay got off, because whenever Jay stopped streaming, he didn't have to raid me, didn't have to host me. I would always see his mods come into my chat, and a few others would always pop in, without fail. They would always show up at about 6 o'clock at EST every day. When Jay finished streaming around 5, 6 o'clock, boop, they would appear. It would happen with clockwork, without fail, every time. Emong, same thing. When Emong didn't stream that much, or when he took a Sunday off, Emong's chat was always here, memeing it up. Like, Sunday streams were an absolute shit show, because Emong's memers would interact with my memers and just cause chaos. And Jay's memers, too. And ML as well. When ML wasn't streaming, especially on weekends, just everyone's fucking memers would show up here and just cause some absolute mayhem, you know? So I used to always say, like, I was basically everyone's favorite waiting room, where if their favorite streamer wasn't online, they'd always come here, which was cool. I had no problem with that, obviously. So I'm not surprised if, let's say, Bird is not streaming. It's like, where am I gonna go? You know, it's like, you know, there's obviously a lot of places, but we play a lot, so it's like, it's kind of natural to go towards other Twitch streams of your favorite streamer's friends, you know? Now, there are a lot of people out there that use that, like, in a way that kind of feels a little kind of slimy. Well, I'm not, okay, this is gonna get into kind of a weird part of Twitch, I guess, but it's why I don't really buy into the whole quote-unquote, like, I don't know, collabing just to collab type of thing. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, like, let's play just to play. And it's like, I don't really know you like that, man. Like, I don't mind playing with people that are, you know, friends are friends and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, if a random creator that I don't know at all is like, hits me up, is like, yo, like, let's play. I'm kind of like... Do you want to be friends with Flats or Jeff? That's how I think about it. Why not both? There's a lot of reasons. If it is both, then the answer is very obvious, if that makes sense. Who's Jeff? Okay, can you guys... Chat, can you